with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Las Vegas Raiders. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. They start on the ground here with Sanders. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. In motion left is Watkins. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he uses quickness to make a play.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Play action. They'll throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man. Complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The Raiders at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been very disciplined, very focused in their business.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Danny Gray with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. They'll run right here with Jacobs. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Counter play with Jacobs. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play action sack. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. He's got Watkins on the out route. And they'll get him down up past the 15. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 11 more on that one and another first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see. Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to me. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver. And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out 2 to 20. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky. Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. 2nd quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll set up to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Michael O.J. Mudia. Able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big play there for Vegas. 56 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 18. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
The quick slant caught. Touchdown. Danny Gray. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This will be a return from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Another run here with Sanders. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Agnew, off play action, escaping the pressure right. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Max Crosby has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. He juked him. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. The handoff. Jacobs running to the left. Running right through him. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give them 12 yards that time at a Las Vegas first.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he stopped immediately there. Michael O.J. Mudia with the tackle.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On second down, Jacobs. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. They need to get this to the 24 on third down. He'll look to throw. He hits Adams complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well,
and this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Double Pearl from 17 yards out. And the Raiders have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Second down, back to Sanders. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. They'll look to throw here. Going deep here for Watkins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merritt. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And the Raiders are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw. That's complete left side to Gray. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw again. Touchdown, Raiders! Darren Waller as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. On the ground, Jacobs will get the 3rd quarter started. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll be out right at the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Able to find Gray here.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Here's the 2nd and 7. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Whenever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown! Darren Waller, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. In motion left is Watkins. Here's Agnew off the play fake. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Now the ball comes loose, and the Raiders pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run. And obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now back to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And it's complete to Adams.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Here's Jacobs, and he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his 12th rushing touchdown of the year, and the Raiders will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Carlson, up and good, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something.
As Sanders has it poked free, and the Raiders pick it up. And he's got some space here.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get the football back at their own 17. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. It's caught inside the 25. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
In motion left is Watkins. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Goes right back to Smith again. Touchdown, Eagles. Devontae Smith from 10 yards out. And the Eagles get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Malik Jefferson.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Well, fourth quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Touchdown, Raiders! A 24-yard touchdown. And the Raiders are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the fourth quarter to grow that lead.
Well, I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we... Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Eagles are able to claw one back. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, They often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands-on hits, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
That's good. Las Vegas.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. He'll take it inside the 25. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Darren Hall. And the Eagles are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Well, the drive starts with a completion, left side. He's at the 50, 30, 10, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
Raiders 56, Eagles 27.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. The tackle by Nakobe Dean. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a give to Jacobs running right. 77 yards rushing for him now as he's totaled it 21 times.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 37-yard line.
They said their goal was to win 7 games. They've done that pretty early in the year.
I think it's time for them to elevate that number and really make a big push to finish the season strong.